Guys, I actually think I speak to you two more than I speak to my actual missus. But, guys, this is Rocket Lab Fan Club. So excited to be here. I'm joined by my two brothers at this stage. We have Christopher Bell and Francisco Ramirez. Guys, how are we getting on today?
We're doing good. Just woke up not feeling too great. Better than yesterday though. This time was more physical. It was a migraine, but took some medication and I look a little bit like a mess. But I just got over it like a little bit after lunch. Yeah, but I'd rather have a migraine than waking up to Rocket Lab being down like 10%. So that was not bad.
Chris, how are we getting on, my guy?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great, bro. I'm not sure if you guys in the chats are watching can see, but the river is attacking me. The tide is coming in. We have king tides plus the hurricane offshore is not helping. But it's been a great day. I got to speak to my daughter. She's off in college, as you guys know. Great conversation. Wonderful conversation. I love my family, love my kids. And I love all you guys, man. Thanks for everyone being here. Thank you guys for being here. Always being there for me. And I'm looking forward to tonight's show, man. I can't wait. Let's jump right in.
No, I'm actually quite excited about today. We initially started off and we're like, oh, there hasn't been much news around Rocket Lab. And then when we started deep diving in, we're like, do you know what? There's enough for two streams. But
that's every day.
I did headline this today. Will Rocket Lab keep the $40 range after Jerome Powell speaks? It looks like the market has been prepping for this all week. It just seems to be the big thing over in the US at the moment. I have just come off a eVTOL stream, and I was actually asked a question like, what's the sentiment over in Europe when it comes to like US interest rates? Look, we don't hear much about it. I actually said I need to commend you guys in the US. You're very educated when it comes to financially, when it comes to the stock market, everything like that. The last thing we heard about the stock market on national news was DeepSeek. Remember that whole controversy with DeepSeek?
Oh man, that was crazy.
It collapsed the markets. Yeah, that's the last time properly the stock market was mentioned. You got some brief snippets around the time the tariffs, but it was more to do with the effect on what it would have on Europe rather than the actual stock market itself. But we have seen the market has been prepping. It's been pulling back. I follow Chimp Capital quite a lot, and he's been right the majority of the time. So guys, if you haven't, make sure to follow Chimp Capital on
he's great,
X. He's really good with the technicals. Now, even himself, he's the biggest Rocket Lab bull, and he can see $80 to $100 by the end of the year. But it's coinciding with, look, we look more at the fundamentals, where he looks at the technicals. And normally when they marry up, whatever happens. But even he can see a pullback to even the low 30s. I'm not banking on it going down to the low 30s. I did put out a post on X today, and I will read it out in a minute. But look, are you guys worried about this whole interest rate saga? Do you think it's going to tank Rocket Lab, or what's your feelings?
I think they need to end the Fed. I think Jerome Powell should have been fired a long time ago. Janet Yellen is a big freaking idiot. Most of the people in the Fed are a bunch of freaking idiots. If you're listening, you're an idiot. Not you guys, but if you're in the Fed. Look at what the rest of the world is doing with their interest rates. Look at them. And they're not doing nowhere near. The majority of the world is not as strong as our economy is right now. Yeah, the PPI reports weren't perfect, and jobs reports, whatever. We're looking at things through a microscope when we need to be stepping back. We're missing the forest for the trees here in a lot of ways. And yeah, Jerome's probably going to come out and say a lot of dumb stuff like he always does. I lost all respect for this guy months and if not years ago, but yeah, I guess we do pay maybe too much attention to it, but it does affect the markets. We have to, and it does affect the world markets. So if you guys are out there in the EU or New Zealand or whatever, I'm sorry that it does affect your markets. We can't control it. I'm not a big fan of the Fed. I'll leave it at that. I won't go on a deeper rant as much as I want to, but we've got a lot to get into. I'll let Francisco take it from there.
I don't have much to say other than what you guys said. Yeah, I don't Powell, like I said it before in a stream and talking to everybody, the bullish thing is when Powell gets fired, he leaves. That's gonna be bullish because I know we're gonna hear some rate cuts. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen with him. I don't think that he's gonna be planning to cut anytime soon. He seems to be very what you call it, very strong with his position. He's not gonna cut. So
do you think that's priced in? Do you think that's priced in, Liam?
What cuts? No way. No.
What about the fact that they just they're getting ready to sign that whole tariff deal with the EU that came through to it today, or very soon to happen? So could that counterbalance that a little bit or offset that a bit?
And I don't know. I don't think this is baked in yet because nobody really knows what's gonna happen. I think most of the people are actually they don't know that what's gonna happen. So everybody is just waiting to see what happens. So it's not baked in.
All I can say is I can guarantee you we're gonna get an overreaction to either side, no matter what happens. If we tank, we're gonna tank big, or if we push up, we're gonna push up big, and then we're gonna sell off in the coming days after. It always happens. It's actually probably one of the things you can more or less guarantee in the stock market is
exactly
overreaction.
Yeah, the market is an emotional place, so you're gonna get the overreaction. I agree. I have nothing. He doesn't scare me to this point. I think it's actually most of the people think that he's not gonna cut. So I think if they do cut, it's gonna be a really positive reaction to the market.
I have something to share with you guys. I put up on X today, and I'm big into psychology and market sentiment and how the herd thinks, and I put up a post today. So does anyone else always feel like they're wishing for lower prices so they can constantly accumulate? How many people do we get saying to us, I want to buy more, I would have bought more when it was lower, and so on? But yeah, all we want is the price to go up constantly at the exact same time, because everyone's always here on green days. Everyone's so excited when the stock goes up, when we 2-3x, and you're always disappointed on them days that you didn't accumulate more. But then when the stock price is going down like it has over the past month or so, you get people constantly wishing for lower and lower prices. But at the same time, when you get a steep descent, you're getting people worried to pull the trigger and buy more. Honestly, the longer the market sells at a discount, the more we can get. If you honestly believe it's going to $200, $300, $400 in the coming years, why not just rinse and repeat every time we get a pullback? Even when you don't get a pullback, just constantly pull the trigger. The one thing you can guarantee is when you buy your RKLB shares and you hold them, is you own them amount of shares. No one can take that away from you until you pull the trigger and sell it again. So, look, even if we stayed at this level for the next 5 years, if you believe in 10 years it's going to be at $400 or $500, well, it's just an opportunity to just keep working as hard as you can, keep accumulating, and keep going. I think we get too caught up in emotions that, look, I wish it was lower, but yet I wish it was higher. I don't think any of us would say no to accumulating more shares at $4. But yet, if the stock tanked to $4, I can have a bet you'll get people waiting for $3. I'm not saying it's going to $4 or $3, by the way, before I get
$4. Damn, I'm about to sell everything right now.
See, that's what I was gonna
I'm
say.
taking
Right
my
there.
money, bro. I'm running.
That's what I was gonna say right there. Is that we did sit down in the low bottoms, and a lot of us, well, not a lot of us, but a few of us, me and Francisco, Maddie's, Dave G's, Uliam, and Reese, we were buying right when it came out, and we watched it go all the way down. And thankfully, we did our research. Thankfully, we had the conviction, and we continued to buy. We were loading the boat at $4 or $5. If you got lower, even better. And now people are seeing the benefits and rewards of that. Again, it comes down to doing your own research, having the right conviction. Markets are going to fluctuate, especially August, September. We see that historically, annually, it happens every year. And yes, some of us, at least I know me and Francisco, I'm sure you do too, Liam, we see it as a buying opportunity. And yeah, we're always going to want stock prices to go lower. But what's funny is when you have new investors and you get people in the stock market and they ask you like, hey, I bought this yesterday, it's going down. You're down 12 cents. Calm down.
That's usually what happens. You got to tell them when you buy a stock, it usually goes down. That's just how it is. It's just like you purchase,
It is like.
Doesn't that happen to you guys? I feel like it happens to me every time, even during the day. Like I put in when I bought RKLB, even yesterday, I bought it at 38.40. I'm like, oh yeah, it went down to 30.30, and you're like, damn it. Hopefully, it's not gonna keep going down. But yeah,
I do the same thing.
It's like a psychological thing. I feel like you buy and you feel like it goes down even more, but you sell and it goes up. At least it feels that way.
But look,
always like that.
When we're trading at around $50, you get all these new investors jumping in and saying, why didn't I buy more when it was low? Why didn't I see it when it was lower? Like I had a comment the last day on Joby and Archer and saying they wish they had seen a video 8 months ago. But when a pullback occurs and they're only early in the stock and they haven't done their due diligence, next thing, it gives RKLB a bad rep. They just start saying, oh, well, this company is no good. It's like they're expecting quick returns. You expect quick returns, you'll get burned very, very quickly. RKLB moves very quick, but then it can stay stagnant for a while. And next thing we fire. And when we fire quick. The only thing you can guarantee is today's stock price. You can't guarantee any. Look, we talk about all these catalysts coming up. Absolutely anything can happen. But the one thing that you can guarantee is the amount of shares you have today. If you do not sell them, they're yours to keep.
Yeah, let me jump into that. I like. I think Matt says something just like that, similar. He says like, I count, you count. You are only guaranteed today's price. So he said like, if you like the company, buy it because you only guaranteed today's price. And I agree with him on that one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like I added more Redwire. No, I only added 100 shares Redwire yesterday, so it was nothing massive. But
so low.
I was getting very.
I gotta tell you guys a story. I gotta tell you, this lines up perfectly. I gotta tell you guys a story. So, I have a new friend. I'm not gonna name his name. Just getting into equities and actual stocks. He's crypto and a few other things, and we've been talking the last couple of days. And we were hanging out yesterday, and he literally hands me his phone, and he says, here's X amount of dollars. Buy for me. I'm not kidding. That's what he asked me to do. Just hand me over his phone, hand me over his account, and said, you buy. What do you do? No matter what you do, you're wrong, right? Because you know it's a good chance it's probably going to go down. He didn't want to hear that. But you also know at the same time, you have conviction, and you're trying to say, look, we're not talking about tomorrow or next week. If I make you $5, 50 cents, $500, I'm trying to show you something that's going to be a generational company that only comes along. I mean, how often do companies come along like a RKLB? I'm not trying to sell it, and I don't think I'm overselling.
Searching, my guy.
But I mean, just imagine something like that happening, okay? And then I see him like the next day or 2 days later, and he's like, man, I'm up. This is great. Well, right now, technically, you're buying close to the bottom, not the bottom we bought at 4, but the bottom currently. And when it goes down 2 or 3 cents, I got to hear it. That's why we don't give it stock advice, and we don't give, hey, buy this and buy that. He's a friend of mine. I'm going to help him walk through the steps and teach him and all that kind of stuff. And I'm happy to help people out. But it's not stock advice, but it's just, it's not something that happens every day. And I found that kind of eye-opening. And because it kind of reminded me that, hey, I'm getting my daughter started off in stocks. I'm trying to pick stuff for her. And, also myself, of course. And then relate that back to our viewers here, and also personally between you two, in between chats and everything. But yeah, I had to share that because I thought it was very, very unusual, but fun at the same time. But so far, he's up. To be fair, he's up, but not stock advice.
No, getting back to it. Yeah, I did add another 100 shares of Redwire yesterday. I was quite I cannot lie. Look, we talk about Rocket, we talk about Redwire every day, but no one can prepare you for a sucker punch of a 42% down on your investment. So yeah, it does worry you a little bit. But then I started thinking to myself, and it's why did I invest in it in the first place? And then it's well, look, we're now trading at more or less half the price I originally bought it for. So until something properly fundamentally changes for me, I will slowly add Redwire. I want to hold my allegiance to Rocket Lab, though. I will just keep adding Rocket Lab. But another thing, thinking back about Redwire, you did hit on a nice point pre-stream, Francisco. They spent 950 million on the acquisition for Edge Autonomy, and looking at it, they could have acquired 3 Geos for that same amount of money.
Yeah, I think their money would have been better spent. Yeah, I agree with you, because I think that Age of Autonomy, it was overpriced. I guess it's not a bad company, but I think they're all over the place, and I would rather them focus in what they're doing in space with the satellites and stuff. So I would think that Geos would have been a better investment, in my opinion. I don't want them to be all over the place. I want them to focus on something, get an identity, what is your company going to focus on. And the drone stuff, man, that's getting very competitive. And you got you have what, Kratos and big in that market, and you got Andro big in the market. There's some competition, and there's going to be tough competition. And Redwire, I saw it as an opportunity to try to cash in before the market started going down in July, middle of July. I was trying to flip something quick and trying to buy more Rocket Lab. That's really what I was trying to do. Buy more Rocket Lab and Kratos if I was able to flip it. But when it goes back up, I either gonna sell it and move it anyways over there, or I just have it and do for the taxes at the end of the year. But I think
we really got caught with our pants down massively. Yeah, I think it was 2 or 3 days before we actually.
Yeah, no, yeah.
We openly said what we were doing. Yeah, and I remember Space Investor actually
he was
replied
there
to me on X, and he was like, "Don't be doing that. That's a trading mindset." And you know what? It was about 2 days later, it got caught with the pants down massively. I was all proud putting up on X. Oh yeah, I acquired more at. It was 1574, 1529. Right. Then I went very quiet because you know what? The wallet can only go so far.
It's a gambling thing. Yeah, it's a trader mindset, like he said. But it's not. I bought some, but it's not a big percentage of my portfolio either. Rocket Lab is way up there and others. I was just trying to flip some quick money so I can add more Rocket Lab and Kratos. That's bottom line. Now I'm just gonna have to hold it. But it is what it is. Come October, we might get some contracts, and once the government opens that wallet, we should be all right. I'm not worried about it. I got all the investments that have paid me pretty well this year, so I'm good.
We just think when the Golden Dome contracts start getting announced, I think you're just going to get a big push in all these space stocks again. Chip Capital is calling for $80 to $100 by the end of the year. What I like to do when I see technical analysis like that, I like to marry up some fundamentals behind it. Start looking at the catalysts that are coming up. Yes, we have the likes of Neutron. We will talk about that hedging approval in a little bit.
And not just the so just really quick before we get into it, because as you know, me and Francisco and Yanni talk daily. I just want to throw in there two things to think about. One, Space Force is also getting a substantial amount of money. Two, and Francisco can explain this a lot better than me because he reminded me of this today. Thank you, Francisco. But there's a lot of money left in the CHIPS Act that's not being used. Just a little bit of nugget moving into more Geos talk. Yeah, we had a great conversation. I was trying to go back and forth between you, Liam, and Francisco and Yanni, and talk to my daughter. You guys know it's been a crazy day, but yeah, just keep those things in mind because we're all focusing on Golden Dome, right? Everyone's focusing on Golden Dome, but we're forgetting Space Force is getting a lot of money too. They're actually just got a boost. They got a bump up a few weeks ago in the original amount that they were promised. And as Francisco pointed out to me today, that we've all forgotten about. We'll get into that a bit more, hopefully, if we have time. But I wanted to kind of bring that up and just kind of lay out some foundation as we move forward. But yeah, sorry guys, go ahead.
No, you're all good. I'm going to jump straight across to the comments. So we have GY Kiwi. Hi all. And he says, Chris, do watch out for those killer frogs. I was saying to Chris pre-stream, I said, that river looks a lot higher than it normally does.
It's the hurricane that's coming. North Carolina, like the coast is getting already a lot of water. Some of those houses are getting flooded.
Bro, can you guys see this? You guys watch me every day, right? And so you see the picnic table and all that. Yeah. The tide is slowly creeping in. In about 20 or 30 minutes, it'll be at the edge of my deck. And I'm on the river. So I'm going to be literally surrounded. I'll be on an island in my own house. No excuse not to go to work tomorrow. Hint, hint. But yeah, don't worry about the frogs, man. It's the snakes you got to worry about out here. Yeah. So other than that, but thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
Guys, this is a shameless plug. We are 22 subscribers away from 3K. Please smash that subscribe button. Watch us hit 3K live on air tonight. That'll be exciting. I do have an interview with Horizon Aircraft Harvard on Monday. CEO Brandon Robinson. Can't wait for that. So anyone that's interested in that, do check us out. Stepchild, great to see you back, my guy. Aaron Goodman, nice having you here, my guy. GY Kiwi believes it's priced in with the current drop. Most saying it's mainly a rotation from the stacked Magnificent Seven. Lots of money on the sidelines. I honestly think it's to do with as well. August is just it's renowned. If I had to bank on certain things that I could see happening throughout any given year, you're moving these Fed rates no matter what happens, and August, it's normally like July, August is normally a bit of a deflation month where you get retail steering the market a lot more than they normally can. You get a lot lower volume due to a lot of the hedge funds being on vacation.
Hey guys, next August, we just take the whole month off. We go all meet in like the Dominican Republic and we celebrate my birthday because it's in August. And we just ignore the markets for like 30 days and just party and have fun and go back in September and start over. We'll just start doing that every year.
Neutron launch in next August. Just all meet.
Of course, it would just meet here. Yeah. Unless King Tide is in like it is now, everyone has to sleep inside. Jacob, you can't get to the hammock because it's surrounded by water, but we'll work on that. But thanks for the comments, guys. Definitely keep it going, Liam. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. And guys, remember we said yesterday that it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. Smash that like button because we get shared out. For every one like, we get shared out to 10 more people. Don't believe us? Check out our last live stream. See the amount of viewers we got compared to our previous live streams. I'm telling you, it's 1:10. Look at every video. It's always a 1:10 ratio. Brett says rate cuts would bring high inflation quickly. Powell is doing a great job. Ooh. GY Kiwi, everyone that missed the boat wants it to come back to the shore. RKLB isn't going to drop down a further 25% on a Fed decision. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think we're going dropping 25% on a Fed decision alone, but if the whole macro does turn, then all it takes is a little bit of bad news to push the fear down a little bit more. And
yeah,
it's
I
like
always say when
it starts with a small snowball, and next thing the crowd get involved, and it just comes down quickly.
Yep. I always say when it goes down, if you think you hit the lows, just think again because it might go lower. Same thing when it goes up. You think the market's getting very frothy. You're like, oh yeah, it's already in the top now. It can go higher too. The market's emotional. It's crazy, man. You can never time it, the top or the bottom. When you think it's
Two
top, it
things
can
you
go
can
higher.
guarantee. When you buy it's going to go down, and when you sell it's going to go up. So
Correct. That's the only guarantees.
Time,
I can guarantee you that.
we'll
Every
just do an
time.
inverse hustle, bro, for fun.
Oh yeah, an inverse.
Yes.
GY Kiwi says, oh no, that I've read that out. Brett says, you won't find newer RKLB investors calling for lower. It's only you originals. Thank you, my guy.
Fair.
GY Kiwi, yes, Brett. Much higher long-term institutional investment that will protect investments by averaging. Exactly, and that's already evident. I did then put out a question, what was your guys' cost average? And Brett did say Curtis. I haven't seen Curtis for a good while. Hope he's doing
know.
well.
Maybe Curtis got invited to Wallace, and he's been quiet. There's that rumor on X saying that anybody that got invited has been very quiet online. They're saying that the Dave G got invited because he's been quiet, and they're like,
will we invite
can't
Dave
talk
G
about
to a
that.
stream and ask him?
I guess you can tell already that we was not invited because we've been talking and posting on X.
Oh my guy, yeah,
That's the giveaway. If you're posting and stuff, you were invited.
You
So
actually
you disappear this
I was
week.
invited.
You can't because
everywhere.
you have to sign a NDA. You sure do.
Oh, do you?
Oh no, it's that. Well, dude, it's
I'm
Wallace.
pretty sure they do. Yeah.
You have to pass a background check. And so let's say they pick 10 people. Odds are 2 or 3 aren't probably going to make it. So it's going to take a few days, and they can't post it on X. That's part of the NDA. I don't know anything. What do I know? Don't take it from me, but yeah, that's not going to be announced like publicly. It can't be, not until we get to like the day of or whatever. And even then, I think there's going to be a lot of restrictions as far as, they probably can't have cameras and, taking photos and stuff, of that nature.
Oh no,
Maybe
they
the outside,
definitely can't have
the
cameras.
cameras.
Remember that we can go into something that I found out about Wallace, but that visitor center used to have like cameras, like these TVs displaying cameras of what's happening. And if you went into the visitor center, like you were able to see like that Neutron pad, and RKLB asked them to remove that, and they did. And we, like I said,
Yeah, they're actually talking about possibly removing the entire visitor center as far as
No, not anymore. I just read.
Oh yeah, you sent me a post. Yeah.
I just switched into that, like, cause you mentioned it. So I just got something that just came out. And I mean, you can pull it up maybe. But
you want me to share it? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, share it. I just found some interesting stuff here. They just dropped from Wallops. Sorry, but since you were talking about that, Chris, I figure we just jump right into this. It has to be.
No, that's awesome. This is why I talk to this guy every day. This is why he messages me at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, hey, you were wrong about this, Chris. Check this out. I love being wrong because Francisco corrects me, and I remind myself of why I'm investing in this company in the first place. Again, guys, this is not financial advice. This is us hanging out, and we're talking in real time. Sometimes we research in real time. This is awesome. Please continue.
But look,
That's great.
now so apparently like the Wallops flight facility director, is David Pierce. He addressed everybody last night at Wallops, and apparently, like I didn't know this, but I was just talking to Leon about it. Apparently, these people they got bought out and retired early. Rocket Lab has been hiring them, so they before they apply for, or when they apply for the early retirement, whatever buyout they were offering them, they were applying to work at Rocket Lab, and a lot of these Wallops NASA people are actually now working for Rocket Lab over there, which is kind of good. I guess you got some experience.
That's awesome.
People didn't lose their jobs, so yeah, that's good. And he
That is
was
awesome.
reaffirming everybody that no, that Wallops is not going anywhere. That they are actually going to expand and grow. That everything's good. The Rocket Lab is building the biggest pod flight facility there, and so it was a lot of good stuff, a lot of good information. But with all that stuff, he mentioned that they know that they're not closing that the visitor center. He
That's
said
awesome.
he dismissed all rumors that NASA visitor centers will be closing, reassuring the board that it will remain open and active. So there you go. There you guys have it. That's some good news, I guess.
That's great news. I love being
Yeah.
wrong. Thank you so much. That is awesome, especially being a local, because I know what it's like up there. It's actually quite cool. I can't wait until you guys come out here, Francisco. Just book a flight. Just come up like in 2 weeks or whatever, launch or no launch. Just get up here, man. Um, maybe the water won't be so high. It's getting very high right now. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, as you can see, we have no problems with water on the East Coast here. So Walls is good to go, man. It's creeping in my
No, but
backyard right
you
now.
want me
So
to
we're
tell you
good to go.
something? But that article, now that you said that, that actually Wallops got a lot of money out in it, and they are actually spending, as you guys know, he said they are obviously spending $103 million that was allocated to construct a new bridge, which like Wallops Vantage sometimes takes pictures of it, like they started building that one. But they're also spending $48 million in funding to replenishment and shoreline stabilization. So what you're seeing right there, like their Wallops is spending $48 million to protect our equipment over there at Wallops, which is good to know. That's some good news, I guess.
Very good news.
Great news from Wallops. I'm gonna have to share that on X, I guess.
You're growing massive on X, not gonna lie. What do you know? You're
Oh, yeah.
well over 3,000, are you?
I wasn't like planning on growing this, and I wasn't planning on doing live YouTube videos and all this stuff. But yeah, now I'm
That's my
sitting at
fault. That's my fault.
3,000.
Actually, it's Liam's fault. Liam disappeared for a month, and Francisco had to take over. So sorry, Francisco, but bro, we love you. So you got to just keep doing it, bro. You just got to
I'm
keep doing it.
I actually have 3,023 followers. I'm sure a bunch of them are bots, though.
I
Guys,
have
jump
5
in. Make
bots
sure you
following me.
follow Francisco Ramirez on it. Oh no, it's Francisco Space now, isn't it?
Yeah, Francisco Space, yeah.
Oh, Francisco Space 5. It says it there.
Yeah, Francisco Space 5,
yeah.
yeah.
Follow Francisco. We need this man to be massive.
I wasn't planning on. You know the story why I started like posting stuff on X. Here's what happened. I had a Facebook and Instagram, and the community there for Rocket Lab was very small, and I was trying to look for stuff. That's how I found like Dave G on YouTube, and I used to go live, and because he used to do the launches, and it was only like 9 of us talking Rocket Lab, and I'm like, damn, I need more information and more stuff. And then Rocket Lab started posting stuff on X that when I Googled Rocket Lab, I will click on it, and I had to reopen an account that I had, I guess, on Twitter years ago, and I never used it. And I reopened the account like a year and a half ago, and then I started seeing all Rocket Lab's updates when they were doing launches, and I started commenting on it. Next thing you know, there was a lot of people that were like Rocket Lab fans, and they started following me and started following them, and this thing just got crazy. We just started talking about Rocket Lab. I finally found like a community of people that I could talk to about Rocket Lab, because I love the company since the beginning, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. The next thing you know, and I'm posting about all this space stuff, and now I got like 3,000 followers. It's like, I guess
Well,
I wasn't
it
planning on
helps
that, but
when
yeah.
bro, it helps that you're like, so like when we're researching, you guys got to so picture this. All right. So like me and Francisco and Yanni were talking, right? And we're watching a video live together. Francisco is typing as fast as he can, talking to us, but he's also researching at the same
That's what I'm
time.
doing
And
right now.
He's posting. That's what he's doing right now. I will guarantee you, and after the live stream, I'll get 10 more, posts in my DMs from Francisco or Yanni. Um, he's a beast. I don't know how he does it, and that's why we all follow him because he loves the research and he's great at it. So yeah, again, if you guys aren't following Francisco, man, he's a lot of fun. We met like he said back in the early days when Dave G was just getting started, and there was only like a handful of us, like 5 or 10 of us, and that's how I found Francisco, because there was no one else out there, and we just clicked right off the bat because we're both nerds, we love space, and we both love doing the research of it. It's funny because before the live stream today, Francisco is like, "Yeah, there's not a lot of news. What are we going to talk about?" And then we started
Oh, I
talking,
got
and we're
some
like,
news.
"We have way too much news. We have like we can do this for like 5 days, and tomorrow isn't tomorrow yet. We can't cover it all tonight, and we haven't even got into the news yet. We're still just bullshitting on the freaking live stream right now, having fun. And Francisco's he's just loaded with ammo." And
Uh,
Liam's over there like, yeah, I've got like 20 things myself. So buckle up, strap in. It's early. Tomorrow's Friday. Can't wait for the weekend. We have a lot to bring to you guys. This is a lot of good stuff.
yeah, I gave you guys the one from Wallops, the updates from Wallops. I think that's really good. It's good for Rocket Lab for sure, and I like that they actually people didn't lose their jobs. You know, that's actually good that Rocket Lab were able to keep that talent up at Wallops because they pretty much locals. I'm assuming people that live there and they already know NASA. You got like and how things work there, so that's good. But we got another one like I think I just sent it to
The
Liam.
medical devices, is it?
No, that one's a good one, but that's for Redwire. But the second one of Mitsubishi is getting into solar panels, bro. Pull that one up. Just announced.
Yeah.
So Solero got some competition. I guess coming out of Japan, and I guess Japan has the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency is doing kind of the same thing that the Chips Act was doing. So they have some money on the side because I guess solar panels are in big demand, which is a great thing. It says global demand for satellite solar components has surged alongside the growth of low Earth orbit constellations, and I guess Japan is handing out money. So Mitsubishi jumped right in on it, and like they're going to start making solar panels. It looks like for Japan, that's good. And it looks like NATO was visiting there. Like this article is pretty interesting because NATO and Europe was like actually out there like looking at their solar panels. Kind of interesting to me. I don't know why is Europe like interested in Japan? Come to Rocket Lab.
And that's another thing we were sort of speaking about is that Chips Act. And were you saying Solero didn't get money for?
Oh, they did.
Oh, they did get money for.
No, they got money, Solero. That's what I'm saying. Like, I guess Japan is doing the same thing for solar panels out there, like the Chips Act did in the U.S., where like did Solero got $23 million. Yeah, and which it was good because we acquired, or Rocket Lab acquired Solero for $80 million. So there's a discount right there. So so in reality, like if you subtract that from the acquisition price, we actually got a better deal from than we thought from Solero. We got it for pretty much 57, I guess, if you want to think about it that way. But I hope they get more money because obviously, yes, solar is a very important key in space, and they are one of the best, if not the best, in the space solar industry. So, and growing
Can I ask both of you a question really quick? when it comes to Solero, and I know we talked about this a little bit, but because I think a few new points we got to bring up when it comes to geos. But when it comes to solar, and data transfer information back to Earth, solar power back to Earth, are you guys, this geos acquisition, I think we're missing a lot. I think all of us are missing a lot. And have you guys had a chance to look more into the geos acquisition, and whether it's the CHIPS Act or even Space Force, outside the Golden Dome? I know Golden Dome is the big buzzword right now, but I think we're missing out on what Francisco mentioned earlier, and yeah, sorry, I'll repeat that
with
too many times,
geos,
but
yeah, their geos thing is like probably, I will say that might be the best or maybe second best right after Solero in acquisitions of Rocket Lab. I think it's a great acquisition of Rocket Lab right there. And geos is going to be a very important key for us moving forward. Let me see. I think I was talking to you guys and said that I looked up on Google, and apparently like the CHIPS Act still has $6 billion left in to be spent. So I'm like, oh, how about if we go ahead, since we already have the template, because we got $23 million for Solero. How about we use the same template and like try to apply to get more money for geos and get him some of that CHIPS Act money or whatever, because it is like national security and it will fall into like the critical components, just like the solar did. So who knows? I mean, Peter Beck at Spice did a great job bringing some of the CHIPS Act money to Solera. Why not try it with geos? It will be interesting. But geos is very interesting too, because I think geos could play a role into what you was talking about of like with the solar, beaming solar power from space. I think they have some technology that could be used for that, so you can combine it with solar panels and geos and be able to do that. Possible.
Yeah, definitely. And Liam, how do you, from an outsider's perspective, when it comes to the U.S. boosting up its space defense, and do you see anything as a possible, advantage, as far as geos and acquisition? I mean, we know what it can do, but is there anything that pops out to you initially when it comes to U.S. defense and the advantages to geos?
So really, I just think, so do you want an advantage for Rocket Lab or an advantage Rocket Lab has over its competitors? What are you thinking?
Well, let's just simplify it a little bit and just bring it back to not just Rocket Lab overall, but just the acquisition of geos. And we know that the Golden Dome is going to be, sorry, buzzword, but money's going into it. You see that acquisition being an advantage as far as acquiring more of those contracts, given the fact of what geos does overall as a company?
Yeah, so I think what you got to do, you got to sort of like cut it back to like what geos actually do, and I want to sort of bring it back for any of the guys that are new here. So basically, they develop payloads, so the likes of payloads more or less your eyes near your satellite. So it's like of your sensors, you have your laser positioning, the likes of that. I think it's next level when it comes to the advantages for any sort of military contract. Who doesn't want to work with a vertically integrated provider that not can only launch you up there, not can only build your satellites, but also now have the likes your sensors required for any of these high-end military contracts? Like, I think geos, it could even be more important than Solero. Like,
Yeah,
I was big into solar power, and I know in the likes of space, solar power is important for powering your satellites, but I don't know. When it comes to some of these big military contracts, I think Geos is a lot more important.
But let me tell you something that I was talking. I don't know if I was telling you or Chris or somebody else, but yesterday when I was driving, I was going to have dinner. I think I might have told you guys, and I'm like, oh, my car. I got a Tesla. It drives. The system is getting very good. The software, it pretty much driving me by itself here in the States. I don't know how it is in Europe, but I set it up, and I'm like sitting there bored. I'm like, well, let me use this time for something useful. You know me, always doing research. So I started talking to freaking Grok, because you know you got Grok now on the Tesla, so you can talk to it. So like, hey Grok, what are the odds of like Rocket Lab getting a piece of the pie of the Golden Dome, bro? And Grok went crazy, very bullish on Rocket Lab getting some of that money, to tell you the list. And he was talking about Geos like for minutes. I'm like, what? It kept talking about Geos and Geos this, Geos that, and I'm like, why do you think they're gonna get the contracts? It's like, oh, because Geos has this technology, blah 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 blah. It was super bullish. I'm like, what the heck? Grok is interesting. But something I don't like, I asked him about Redwire, and the Redwire, Grok said it has like small, like a small chance of being part of the Golden Dome. I'm like, oh, that's not good news. Yeah,
It was
and,
crazy.
All we're gonna hope for, Francisco, is
yeah,
the whole space industry pushes up.
yeah.
We
Some
can
of
get
the
that trading
comments are
position
pretty good.
going.
Maybe you can go through the comments. I see some good ones there from your favorite ones. Yeah.
So let me jump across. So we have Stepchild says Rocket Lab locked in Lockheed a while back. Lockheed Old School Prime. Look what Lockheed been doing lately. Like contracts already known, just not publicly.
Yep.
Brett says, I think Minoric EU security clearance are also going to be incredibly useful for Rocket Lab's expansion.
I agree.
Amen. Amen.
I agree. Because I mean, that's the thing. Like Grok was focusing on Geos. They did mention Minaric, but most of the stuff, it was just Geos. And then they did mention Minaric a few times. I'm like, oh, am I missing something with Geos here? Like, very interesting. So I'm like, I do agree with you guys. He might be bigger than what we think. And he might be, at this point, I thought that Solero was the biggest acquisition for Rocket Lab, because I think that one is also underappreciated. But it might be, Geos might be the number one now. I don't know. I think it's going to play big with contracts in the future. And like they're saying, even in the, not only for the government, but I think JYK was saying Geos can also be used commercially, as Sir Peter Beck pointed out. So yeah, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, remember, Francisco, I sent you earlier because I was actually asking Grok about AFRL and the upcoming Spider contract. You guys should look that up. And it did the same thing. It mentioned Geos, but it also mentioned Minaric, and it mentioned satellite to ground-based communications, data centers, both with RAF and laser communications. Again, with Minaric. So yeah, great comment, Brett. Great comment. We've been talking about it, but always need more information. We can't get enough. We're addicted to it. So great comment.
Guys, yeah, do jump into the comments when you have any information whatsoever. Like a Brett, UI Kiwi, Stepchild. Absolutely loving the comments. This is what steers the stream. This is what gets our mind working. Look, we are just like all of you. We're all average retail investors. We're all average people. So just get involved in the conversation. We're not going to be right. I'm not even going to say we're going to be right 50% of the time. We do come up with some mad ideas sometimes. But
I'm wrong a lot, guys. I'm wrong a lot. Matter of fact, Liam, look at Francisco right now. Look at him. Look at him. He is in a whole different page. He's been typing his butt off. I can't wait to what he's going to say next. But as far as being wrong, I want to give a shout out to Vast CNC. I actually spoke to him on the phone the other day. I was wrong. I'll admit it right now. I was wrong about rare earth minerals as far as the moon. I was wrong. I want to correct something though. I was wrong about the wording. I wasn't wrong about the fact that helium-3 is a rare mineral that we're not going to get anywhere in, as far as a value except for the moon. But I want to give a shout out to Vast CNC. Thanks for correcting me. He gave me a great breakdown. We talked for like 30 minutes. We might even get we might be getting Vast CNC on live if he gets a chance to break away. But that's for another day. But hey, when you're wrong, you got to admit I was wrong about rare earth minerals. I will correct my wording in the future. But we were right as far as the concept, wrong in the wording. We'll fix that. As always, guys, thanks for helping us. Thanks for correcting us.
You wanted you want to know what I found? I found a transcript of like what David Pierce, the director of facility of Wallops, David Pierce, what he said. And some of this stuff, man, he went in depth. Like it is crazier than I thought. Like he really did, like said a lot of stuff. I can give you the guys. I can give you the info. I'm gonna put it on a tweet on X because it's a lot of information. But pretty much, he said that that one of the most notable developments is the construction of the new launch pad for RKLB Neutron rocket, which is said to be the largest ever launch from Wallops. It says this facility is not only support NASA's mission to return to the moon and explore Mars, but also bolster commercial spaceflight capabilities. Right, this guy is going deep. And then he said that the governor is scheduled to inaugurate the new pad later this month, which we know when that is going to be, the next week, marking a significant milestone. This guy went out all out, like saying that we're going to the moon from that pad and Mars and like commercial space flight. Like, I mean, these people are really supporting.
Do me a favor.
But then
do me a
he
favor.
said, "Yeah, go ahead."
I was just gonna say, when you post this, Francisco, do me a favor and tag me and Liam both, so that obviously I'm out here close to Wallops. Liam is probably coming out for the Neutron party, whether he likes it or not. But we can also either one of us three can offer insight. So if you can't get it from Francisco, you can get it from me or Liam. So do us a favor, man. Just tag us in the post, and if you guys can't reach one of us, you can hit one of the other ones up, and we'll do our best to get back to you.
Yeah. The other thing that he said that caught my attention is that Wallops is also expanding its launch capabilities with plans to increase annual launches from 18 to 52. That's good. And then he said, in a strategic move to support hypersonics, Wallops has signed a 10-year agreement with the Department of Defense to launch 200 hypersonics rockets. That is crazy. They have signed already 200 hypersonic rockets deal. Like, but I'm sure that I mean, I wonder, like, is that gonna be? Yeah, that's big, but I don't know if that counts because you know how maybe you can help me here, but I know the Kratos, those launch some stuff with they have a smaller rocket that they shoot out of there, but 200 hypersonic rockets sounds amazing, and they're talking about Rocket Lab, so that's kind of cool though. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be including Kratos, but also think Firefly is supposed to be launching out of there too. I don't know if they're gonna get some hypersonics, not that I'm aware of, because I don't know. I don't think that Kratos have ever mentioned them with that. But
Well,
I know they have a Stratos Lounge, something like that. There's a company that have a plane, and they're gonna be doing hypersonics out of Wallops. I know that, but still 200. That's pretty good. So we should. That's good news because we should be seeing like our haste program picking up, and I think next year we're gonna start the cadence. It's gonna pick up pretty good. I'm hoping for it.
Haste. We can't even go there right now. It's already too late in the stream. But Francisco, you can back me up on this. Liam, I want to ask you, since we're all here. So we saw Peter Beck, or was it Beck or Spice, that said that basically the demand is at least one launch or more a day for hypersonics. That's the demand right now. That's today. But they can't meet that. giving the information that Francisco just read off. I'm sure we're going to get some backlash, and they're going to say that Wallops is only allowed to have X amount of launches, or they're cleared to have X amount of launches per year. You see the same thing at Kennedy, Texas. But the thing I want to point out is that if they're government contracts, there's no limit. And haste contracts, haste launches don't go against the allowed launches for Electron or Neutron for a year. And
yeah, exactly. I was gonna touch on that. Like the way that it sound, like the director said, like the 18 to 52 launches are not gonna be counted against the 200. Like that. I mean, about the hypersonic launches. It looks like it's gonna be something different.
No, Mars owns Wallops. Mars is backed, or is the U.S. government. So, especially as an outsider, Liam, and as an investor, as you are, we all know, in Rocket Lab, and you see some restrictions, whether it's a SpaceX restriction, environmental restrictions, or actual launch restrictions. Are you even aware? Just basic question, as an outsider, are you aware of the fact that the U.S. government basically they control Wallops, and so we're not really
massive facility,
bro. It's massive, and we don't have the same constrictions that Wallops is that Elon has at down in Florida. We just don't. So as Francisco, said just now, as I said, if they say they're going to have a limit of X amount of launches for Rocket Lab, let's say it's 20. Well, if it's haste, it doesn't go against that 20. If it's a government contract, it's not going against that 20. So if they decide they want to launch 100 or I don't know, 1,000 or whatever Francisco was saying earlier, it sounds crazy, I know, but it's not the first time we've heard this, guys. It's not the first time we've heard this. Again, the demand is for at least one a day or two a day or whatever it is. And that's just here in the U.S. Now you go back to haste, and now we're looking at the EU, France, hypersonics in Australia. We keep saying Japan over and over and over. They have their own launch pads. That's big, right? That's crazy, right?
Even with haste, I think the hypersonics, I think despite said like one every day, I don't think that's just gonna be haste. I don't know. I don't remember.
No, not just haste.
That's impossible. That must be like everything together from the smaller rockets to the big ones.
No, I was just saying the overall demand for hypersonic launches. I wasn't saying that. No,
with that,
but no.
With that, I'll give you another one, guys. I don't know if you guys touched up on that, but I went into the hypersonics website because I always do that in Rocket Lab, and I found out that I even emailed them like last month. I think I told you guys hypersonics, and I found out that they hates they were supposed to be launched in Q1, got pushed to Q4. So that's bad. I think, and we were all speculating that DART launch was going to be the one that was about to launch like last month, and maybe with that being said, it's like it looks like it's a hypersonics problem, not a Rocket Lab problem. Maybe they pull it down and they want to do more stuff to the aircraft. So I guess that's good for Rocket Lab in a way. It's not their issue. Haste still pretty good. It's hypersonics they need to work a little bit more in their aircraft.
Do you ever think, though, look, this is going to sound like a bearish comment. It isn't being a bear. But we heard about the demand for haste even 2 quarters ago. We still haven't got a haste launch. So you can have all the demand you want, but we need to start seeing launches. And I know this we're saying is a hypersonics problem, but this has been pushed back. How many times is this now? Twice, 3 times?
Yeah, and now it's gonna be pushed back to the end of the year. Yeah, it's the 3rd time. But I was thinking that
with the haste,
here's their problem. They said that they had like I definitely remember in the call that they said that they were gonna go for what 3 or 4 haste launches this year. So why don't they swap it and put another company? I guess they're not ready. Lidos, Lidos, whatever, and whoever else is gonna be using haste. I guess they're not ready either. But that's what I was expecting anyways. I think they're gonna start to pick up next year. So we'll see.
We know Rocket Lab. When they accelerate, they go at full throttle. So I honestly, once it does start picking up, it probably will.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's just I've been thinking about that myself. Like, we have constantly heard about the demand for hypersonics, but it does get me thinking, like, well, if the demand is there, why aren't we launching?
Exactly. And then like yeah. But you know what? Like the water. This is me speculating. When those guys like were talking about water, and then Rocket Lab had a water problem, I was starting to think like, damn, we haven't seen a haze. We haven't even seen a regular Electron launch out of freaking wallops for since the beginning of the year, still now. But I knew that they were doing work on that water tower right next to the haze launch pad. They had the scaffold, like you can see it. They were working on it, and I went into it. They were doing some maintenance to that. So I was like, oh, maybe they are doing something to that water tower, but it's affecting the haze in the Electron launches out of there. But then that's done now. Obviously, they were going to try to launch, so the water thing is fixed. And I think that now I just don't know. It's just that the other companies. It's not Rocket Lab, obviously, because they got the rocket ready.
Chris, do you have any worries that we're being told that there's demand and the launches haven't occurred yet?
No. Okay, so we've seen this before with Electron, right? It's not that we don't have haste rockets lined up, ready to go, and ready to execute. We've seen it on the pad more than once. I don't want to speculate as to what the problems may or may not be at Wallops. I know it's dark right now on my screen, but trust me, the water is up to my deck right now. So no water issues here in Virginia. And this is river water. It's not seawater. But anyway, no, I don't see that being an issue. It's usually with a client. And when you talk about something like hypersonics, you can spit it off your tongue and talk about it every day like you know what you're talking about, but this is a very complex, very difficult thing. The only competition we have right now with hypersonics is China, and they're a little bit faster, a little bit more advanced. They're kind of stealing from us in a lot of ways, but the fact is they're beating us, and we're not slowing down to try and keep up. It's not going away. Haste may turn into an advanced program for the Neutron program. That's fine, but it's not going away. And it's still a fact that we're going into Europe and France and South Pacific and all those things. Sure, but I don't have any kind of reservation, any kind of worry as far as them moving forward. As far as like, can their rocket perform? No, I'm looking into their clients, because even though we have this big backlog of, was it 1 billion plus, we have to wait on the clients. So I see that as a positive. Sounds weird, but hear me out. If we already have a backlog of clients and we're waiting on them, then and we have a stack of electrons and neutrons waiting to launch, that means that we can take on more clients in the future. And yeah, we might have to wait on the client. We'll go, okay, no problem. We're going to put you off a week, a month, or 2 weeks, or whatever, and we're going to move the next client up in line that's ready to go now. So I see this as a positive as far as having that backlog.
I get it, but we got all those people sitting at freaking Wallops that are getting paid. Come on, let's get them paid. They need to be working. They need to do some launches out of Wallops, man.
Then,
but I think we'll pick up next year too. And then once we get Neutron flying out of there, we should be good. I mean, OIC, the company, I'm very bullish in the company, and those.
But that money's already there. The money's already there, right? We have the backlog. The money's already there. So all we're doing is we're building more electrons. We're building more haste rockets, so we have the ability to launch more. And Neutron is in my opinion, going to launch this year.
Yeah.
Um, the scale up is going to be slow, like just like it was. Here's one thing I want to say is that even the most bullish, Rock 11 investor, I think they'll agree that you look back at the history of Rock 11. Beck and Spice has said this. They're going to scale this up slowly, methodically, and intelligently. So they're going to do, yes, 1 to 3 launches, 2 to 3 launches, 3 to 5 launches, and then we're going to scale up 3 to 5 years from now after that, just like we do with Electron. Big revenue. I mean, you're talking what, 50 plus $1 million per launch?
Yeah, but not at the beginning, because remember, like, which I wanted weekly guys to ask Spice and Beck about this. They said that their Neutron is costing them about 60 million per rocket. So I think it's gonna be a loss at the beginning. So
Oh
until
yeah,
if that's the case, until we reduce that, till we reduce the price, the cost of building a Neutron, and then until we start landing them and reusing them, I think that's gonna be a hit. But it should happen quick, because they got so much experience. I mean, they're about to launch number 70th, so that's all experience. Every time they launch a rocket, that's data, and they have used Electron for data that they can use on Neutron. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, they say they're using the same software. They have learned everything from Electron, and they're just gonna use it on a bigger rocket. So, yeah, I think they should be able to scale a little bit faster than what people think. And now remember, they are already building parts for 3 rockets. Not if I'm not mistaken. They said that, and people like don't think about that. They're not building 1; they're building 3 right now at the moment. So that's good. Something that nerd said something in the
That's
comments.
supposed to be a secret.
Nurse in a box. I guess he said that something that is true, and I sometimes forget. The 90% capitalization, I guess, before pushing the launch button. Just saying, and he's right. Like, and Spice has said that, like, before they even launch, like, while the rocket is moving through the line, they get money, and right before they launch, when it gets to the part, 90% of that money is already being paid. So yeah, even though that haze didn't launch, I'm assuming we got paid 90%, like how he's saying, for that launch already, and to build the haze rocket. So that's good to know.
100% true. 100%
Good.
true.
Good info.
I want to say really quick. I just got to say that. Yeah, you're 100% right. We do get 90% of the money up front, and then we get the last percent after launch. So that backlog, we're not hurting right now, guys. It's not. Anyway, what I want to say is that it was funny to me is that earlier today, when we decided we were going to go live, Francisco said, "There's no news. What are we going to talk about?" We've hit on at least 7 or 8 different random subjects that we can deep dive into for 3 or 4 shows. Space
I got one more.
It's huge. Shut up, Francisco. Stop talking. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This is Francisco, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Francisco Ramirez, the nonstop robot. He does this all day, every day, nonstop. If you don't follow this guy, you're absolutely freaking insane. When it comes to investing, especially in space, and he does this freely, and he can't stop. He's a freaking robot. But yeah, we've hit on 7, 8 different subjects, and we've covered nothing of them. Just the tip of the iceberg on a lot of stuff. GEOS, Mineric, AFRL, DARPA. He won't stop. You see, he's a freaking robot, dude.
Do you guys cover that Mineric, like that they closed the chapter 11? So I'm being told by friends that I got over in Europe that could take anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks, or maybe into next year, first quarter, for Rock Lab to finalize the acquisition of Mineric. But I think it's gonna happen. soon, and that's going to be obviously a bullish thing for RKLB, just to know that we finally got the deal. Because even though they were saying about the acquisition, people were still like iffy about that. Like, oh yeah, they're really gonna get it. Is Germany gonna give them a hard time? So it looks like everything's falling into place. So that makes me happy. So hopefully we hear something soon rather than later here. But then
I want to jump back to VCNC before we get on to Moneric. VCNC said RKLB isn't the bottleneck.
Yeah.
There's enough for people's timelines. GY Kiwi says exactly VCNC. Hypersonics is still new. Much will be happening in the background. Bookings are still there. Stepchild is not worried about the hypersonics. Provability is all that really matters. All the rest will come. Guys, this is why we love having you here. You keep us on the straight and narrow, put it that way. Like Geost and to be Moneric, Neutron should get a 25% tax redemption for being involved in the Department of Defense.
That is true. That's something that people need to think about. That there's so money for that.
And DARPA.
Well, the tax thing is good. Like that came out like I think last month, 2 months ago. Their stuff, they're actually pushing in some good benefits and for the past and everything. GYK is right.
Then, guys, you're letting me down today, big time, compared to 2 days ago. Look, you're here. We're here every day. We take 2 hours out of the day. Please, 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 just do one thing for us. Hit the like button. 10 more views per video. Do your part. Spread the word about RKLB. It's the only way to get more insight for us. We need more contacts. We need more people joining the conversation. I did put out a word today. I am actually going to change a few things on the channel. We do have a big announcement coming soon. I do want to speak to Chris after this.
I got one more for you. I sent you, go on X, I sent you a link of the Neutron website. But if you scroll all the way down, you can see something really nice down there. So you can show everybody.
Let me just grab it here quickly, my guy. Yeah. Right down to the bottom, yeah?
Yeah, and then you go and you'll see the LC3. Launch Complex 3, construction complete, and it's green. So they are ready for that cutting ribbon ceremony, ribbon cutting ceremony next week. So they're good for that.
I wonder how long ago that went green.
I don't know. I know that I noticed it. Yes, I saw some people posting it today, but I went in there last night and it was green already. So I can't tell you if it was last night. That's when I actually cut it.
I refer that to Big O Kermit, as in Kermit the Frog. Kermit's green.
Oh, Brett said it was a day after the earnings went green.
Oh, really? Okay. I just know that people were posting it. I noticed it last night, I guess, because that day of the, I guess I didn't really pay attention. But thanks for that.
Then, going back to the comments, Vaccine C says, I just want another dip in late September, early October to back up the truck.
Right.
GY Kiwi said a couple of weeks ago it went green. GY Kiwi, Brett was correct.
Okay.
Brett.
Okay, cool.
You are a genius. Keep in contact with us, guy. If there's anything you want us to share on any of these shows, do let us know.
That's CNC. I'm backing up my truck and I'm gonna install like a water feature pond, something like that. So cash in a few shares. I think I know where you live at, man. I'm coming after you. No, I'm just kidding, bro. But again, thanks for the convo the other night. Thanks for the correction. Learned a lot.
I know. I just wanted, I just wanted to touch on those few things because, like, Launch Complex 3 is green. The director from Wallops was talking like very bullish. What you guys think about that? Everything that I said, like in the post, that sounds to me that's very bullish to me. I don't know what you guys think.
What,
But
200 launches coming out of Wallops?
no, that's just for the hypersonics. He said 18 to 52 for regular launches. I mean, everything sounded pretty decent, and like it was really good. I mean, if you read the post, it sounds really good. But I just forward something else to you. Look at that tweet that somebody posted. Yes, the last one, guys. I promise. I sent another one for you. Look at that thing. So somebody knows something.
I've got like 15 to look at. You sent to me in the last hour, and I love it. Keep it going. I can't look at it. If I look at it now, it'll cut me on the screen.
That's powerful. Oh, let me get that one.
Somebody knows something. Put that up there. Sorry, guys. I told you no news, but I keep finding stuff.
Perk up some ears now.
Tell me.
Right.
I can't see it. I can't pull it up because I'll just log out. So tell me what. I can't see it.
So,
1
minute after the market closed today, a whale loaded up more than 67.6 million worth of Rocket Lab. It was highly unusual trade, and especially just only a minute after the market closed.
Bro,
now
they put 1.6 million shares. That's fucking crazy. That's what it says.
This was going by in today, wasn't it?
Right before the market closed. I mean, wait.
No, I mean after.
After.
Yeah, I mean it after.
Holy shit.
Is crazy.
Chris, that wasn't you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was me. I did that. I did that. Sorry, guys,
Man,
but
now let me tell you something. Now I feel really stupid because I was like at 38.40. I added a couple hundred, right? And I don't like to say how much shares I got. And I'm like, maybe I wait because the market's looking pretty bad. And I noticed that Rocket has been going down slowly since July 19. I was telling Chris and other people that I talked to. So it's been like a month. And I'm like, oh, maybe I can cash some more like on the way down. But now it looks like I should have added more. But,
that's crazy.
That's CNC said, sorry. I couldn't wait till September, fellas. All right.
Well, the box said highly likely a new videos and announcement on Saturday.
Really?
That's the point.
That's possible.
And guys,
somebody knows something. I'm gonna tell you something now, Leon and Chris. Remember this, like if you've been following Rocket Lab, there's some insider that somebody knows the company very well. Yeah. And for the past 2 years, before we get something big happening, somebody loads up on calls. And I'm telling you, millions of dollars. And the calls are like way out there. The last one was like $45, like a few months back. How the hell this person know this stuff? And then they did one for January before it jumped in January and February. I'm like, and before that, they did one like in November. I'm like, somebody knows something. And their calls are like millions of dollars. I'm like, who the hell is doing this?
Yeah, who knows?
So this person knows something. I wonder if it's the same person. And instead of doing calls this time, they just bought all that money.
Well, all the shares.
Yeah, it's me. Crazy.
It's me.
That is fucking me. Yeah, I agree with Brad. It's all happening next week, and that's why I added some at 38.50, and I was like, maybe at 38.40. I'm like, man, I really feel like I should have added more now, and I'm like, I'm gonna feel stupid if I didn't now. I'm like, I should have added like 1,000 or something stupid. I'm like, oh no.
Hey, we brought it all the way back around with what you just said. What you just said.
Goodness.
I wish I would have added.
You recall that, right?
I wish I would have added more. We started off this show with that. Liam started off the show with, "Hey, don't you wish when stocks are going up, you're like, I wish I would have bought more. When it goes down, if you're convicted, it's a good buying opportunity, right?" We're seeing that right now. This is historically the time when stocks go down. If you're a new investor,
remember, it has been going down.
Investor, I mean, we have, but it's a historic, man. Every August leading into September, we're all waiting for that Santa Claus rally, right? We all want that late year Santa Claus rally, and from time to time we get that. And if we get a neutron on the pad, as far as Rocket Lab, we will see that Santa Claus rally. And yes, Chimp, my boy Chimp Capital out there may be right. We could see a $80 to $100 share
Yeah,
price. So
that
it's
is
very
sick.
I mean, it's not financial advice, as you guys all know, but if you're new or even if you're old school, this might be the last opportunity to see something below a $40, $30, or $50 price target. And
Yeah,
looking back 3 to 5 years from now, man, that's going to feel like a $3 to $4 price target that we saw last year.
yeah. Man, I told you, like I was talking to everybody. I talked to so many people on freaking X. So many people text me, and I was telling people, "Hey, we're being." And I share like a chart that I was looking at. I'm like, man, we have been going down. If you really look at it, since July 19th, since we picked up 53 something, and so it's been a month already, a little bit like a month and 2 days since we started going down. I'm like, huh. I did told Johnny and Chris yesterday morning. I'm like, I'm looking for one more big dip before this thing goes back up. And it did. It went to 38.40, but I thought that for some reason, because the market looked pretty bad yesterday morning, I'm like, maybe I can get a 35 and stuff like that, and get a little bit more. Oh man, I should have just loaded up at 38. Now I feel like an idiot. But I did tell them that, like, I'm waiting for that one last dip before it goes up, because it happened last year just like that, but it just happened early in August before everything got flat and then started going up slowly. And I just try to like see like history repeat itself, and the market is no different. And I was trying to time it, but whatever. Let's see what happens. I'm happy with my position. I'm just being greedy at this point, you know.
Then we had, let me jump in. Julius says, yeah, LC3 went green morning after earnings, and stage 2 static and vertical integration went yellow the same
Yeah,
day.
that is true.
Thank you so much, my guy. Keep in contact with us. Do jump across and follow us on X. And if there's anything you ever think is important for the show, do just share it with us. We're normal people.
Oh,
We won't bite. I promise.
Leon, I got a question for you guys and for everybody on the chat. Do you guys think that on the 28th we are going to see a stage 2 ready to do it half hour? They're not gonna do it then, but can we
Ooh.
see it like statically displayed for people and for the ribbon cutting? That would be awesome, bro. I'm telling you, like that would be amazing. It's too bad that I'm not one of the guys going. I'm so pissed. I'm like, I'm about to. I felt like testing somebody I know that works in a place up there. I'm like, yeah, maybe I do. Maybe I can get in because I do know some people that might be able to get me in, but not on Rocket Lab, but on the government side. I'm like, oh man, I don't know.
I
I'm
think
so
we
tempted
lost
to
Chris,
testing
but
some people. Yeah, we lost Chris.
no, they're definitely making some sort of announcement at that.
I mean,
It's too perfectly scheduled.
right. It's stage 2 went yellow like 2 weeks ago, right? Like, hey, why not have it out there for display? That's gonna be sick. Brett says yes. Leon says nice haircut to you, Leon. Nice haircut.
Oh, thank you, my guy. I see you've also said thoughts on Joby's dip. Looks like solid time
I
to
saw
buy.
that.
Same with Archer, but feel Joby is a better opportunity. We were talking about that on eVTOL Weekly. I will cover it quickly now. Yeah, I think it's the same scenario we're seeing here with Rocket Lab. I think the whole market's depressed at the moment. Volume's very low. It's not a problem with the whole eVTOL industry.
Yeah,
It's just the
it's the
whole
market.
market
You
is
know
just
what?
worried at the moment. But yeah,
So,
Joby is a
so
good
you think
opportunity.
Joby? Because it's a good opportunity. Okay, good. I was gonna ask about that because I got a little bit of art shots, but Joby seems to be doing better. I think I don't know why they seem to be ahead in certain things, but I do like Archer.
Are you bigger on Archer?
Yeah. Because you know why? Because of Palantir and Anduro, because they are working with Anduro. So like I'm like that makes me bullish because that company I know is gonna get big money. So them partnering up with those companies makes me bullish on them big time. Yeah.
Joby have just got one with L3 Harris as well. So
yeah. But L3 Harris is good. It's a big dog, like all company, yeah. But I think Anduril, for some reason, I think they're gonna smash it with their drones and their technology. I think they just getting so much attention. Oh, bro, I think now that's a company that's not gonna be like Firefly. I think if they're going, if they do an IPO, they're gonna go up. And instead of going down like all these companies do, they're just gonna keep going up. Yeah, they're gonna ride up. It is gonna be. I don't even know that might be the biggest IPO in history. I think.
Then, big shout out, Brett Krieger. Next time you're free, my guy, do jump on with us because I missed that time you were on here. I really love to chat to you, my guy. Brett said I heard Francisco secretly got an invite. You know what? He had to sign the NDA, but I can say yes, he did get the invite.
Don't get me in trouble now. No, I think that's I know NDA, and I have tried to talk to the community, and people are being very quiet. Nobody have told me that they actually got an invite. Nobody. So whatever they did is working.
I think Brett got the invite. I think Brett got the invite.
So, yeah. I think he got
that's reverse psychology, bro. You can't do that, Brett. If you want to come live and do reverse psychology, fine, but not in the chats. Not in the chats. No.
Nah, Brett might have it. I, in my honest opinion, I think, and we all know why I'm gonna say this. The 4 guys from the weekly got invited, and so you got them 4, and
gotta be U.S. citizen. Gotta be U.S. citizen.
It doesn't matter if they invite you on the side. That doesn't count with the 10. They got invited. Now with the 10,
you know, but actually, you know better. That's a government dope. You gotta be.
But listen, if they got invited, they got invited before they announced the sweepstakes, and they did a background check on them already, because they're gonna go as media.
Brett has definitely got an invite.
Brett got an invite. You know what, Francisco? I hope I'm wrong, and all 4 of the guys are there, and with Brett and Jacob and you. Of course. And I'll sit on the sidelines, but if you guys need someone to come hang out and crash on the river, and I'll provide barbecue. Maddie can bring the cigars, and we'll have a lot of fun. Either way, we're gonna do it multiple times. It's not the first time.
Be there.
Man, you guys are gonna all be here. It's not the first time. Won't be the last time. We're just getting started. Just like we're just getting invested, we're just getting started.
Guys, in the comments, do let me know. Are you going to be here with us when we stream the launch? Do let me know. August 23rd. What is that? That's around
28th.
Man, the 28th, yeah.
28th, we're definitely streaming as well.
I didn't get invited. I'm so sad. Peter Bear doesn't like me that much. I'm pissed. And I put out, you know how you have to write like why you should be invited? I'm like, man, I have X amount of shares. I've been since this pack. I've been following like RKLB and Peter Beck. I want to give him a hug and a kiss. I think that didn't work.
Yeah, I think that's where you went wrong.
Hug and a kiss, I was scared to believe, man.
and I say I wanted to stroke my rocket when I wallops.
That's why I'm not getting invited, because I said the same thing about stroking the rocket. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. I think I don't know. No, I didn't write that. I actually wrote some very interesting stuff about the company, telling them why I love the company and stuff. But yeah, maybe they only pick people that wrote something funny. I guess I have no idea. Maybe my paragraphs were too long. I wrote like 4 paragraphs, bro, or something like that, pretty big.
Yeah.
I'm like, I really did. I'm like, they didn't like what I said. I guess. You
They're
know what I
still
tell you
reading.
sometimes
I said like
sometimes you say too
5 or
much.
6 words.
Yeah.
Dude,
Oh no, not
I
me,
said like 5 or 6 words. I said, "I'm poor.
bro.
Give me job, please."
Oh,
That
not me. I wrote,
was my submission.
bro. I went. I actually went all out. I'm not kidding with you guys. I wrote like a whole essay, bro. Like, bro, like this guy's an idiot. let's not have
Dude,
it
you
here.
email them every day. You like email them every day, like, "Hey, you're missing this on your website.
I
You're
think, yeah,
missing
they don't
this. You're
like me.
missing
Yeah,
that."
you're right.
No,
You're
they
right.
love you. They're probably watching you right now, bro. I mean, what are you talking about? This is crazy.
Yeah, I probably complained too much about their website. Yeah, I did it to myself.
Then Avishek says Palantir really sold off massively. It was long due. Best time to cop. Right
I got
now.
something for Brett. Brett, did you get your hat from Rocket Lab? How's the Rocket Lab shop doing? Yeah, have these people updated their shop yet, or what?
What? Rocket Labs?
Yeah,
We
never
need
has.
a hat, my guy.
Oh, I have one, but everything's been sold out. Like, guess
Yeah.
what? Maybe
That's what the
maybe on
announcement is.
maybe yeah, on the 28th, on the 27th, maybe they're gonna drop the new merch. Have you thought about that? Because they did say at the beginning of the year, like they come April, they were gonna drop some new merch and new stuff like on the shop, but nope, nothing yet. So maybe they are gonna make an announcement on that. Hey, if anybody from Rocket Lab is listening, we need new merchandise.
Hey, Brett Krieger was told by Adam Spice to quit bitching about the hat merch and just buy the dip. Did you guys see that post? That was freaking
Really?
hilarious.
No, you kidding, really?
No, and not really, but that was just Brett.
Like that's a,
Yeah.
oh Brett was being funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
People
it
want the
did. I don't know.
shop. But you know what? I have reached out to them and asked them about the shop, like maybe in April, and they actually replied and they told me soon. But we already in August, about to go in September, and when is soon for them? Maybe they're waiting to get Neutron on the pad before they update their shop. I don't know.
I don't want to hear it, man, because all of you guys told me, like, "Hey, your birthday's coming up. I'm gonna buy you merch," and nothing's in the mail. There's no Amazon. There's no UPS backing up to my house. So what gives, guys? What gives? We're like 2 weeks after. I'm screwing with you, man. I'm just having fun. We've gone a lot. We've not hit on one subject tonight, guys. Not really
What do
one.
you mean?
We have, but we
A bunch of
haven't.
stuff. What you want to talk about, Chris? Go ahead. Shoot. What you
Nothing.
want?
Nothing at all. Not a bit. We've got way too much already. I mean,
You want Geos, Mineric, like we talked
nope,
about the
not a bit.
27. Okay, another
You
question.
guys see what I deal with every day, right? You guys see right now what I deal with every day. I love this guy, man. Tonight's been fun. I needed this. I love you guys. Thanks so much. This has been a blast.
What you want to talk about, dude? We talk about Geos, Mineric, like solar panels, Japan. Like, you got anything in your brain that you want to talk about?
No, I think we've hit it all. Honestly, at least the tip of it, anyway. It's been fun. Yeah.
That's what he wrote on his application.
Yeah, I'm gonna hear that shit tomorrow too.
Bro, let me stop saying
hate
shit.
you.
That's why I'm not getting invited, bro. That's why Rocket Lab is not inviting me. But
hey,
no,
you come
man.
out here, man. We're in a boat, and we can. I'm probably by boat about 45 minutes, and we can go out there. They can't stop us. I mean, not from the Chesapeake Bay side.
I know.
I'm a local, bro.
I actually made a post about that. I'm like, can we just get all together and rent like a big boat and just go by the water and look at the inauguration, the ribbon cutting like by the water, you know? Can we see it with binoculars?
We can get very, very close.
Oh, yeah.
We'll bring Wallop's Vantage with us, and we'll just...
Yeah, he knows.
Guys.
Well, I don't know. You guys got any questions on the chat, or you guys that you got for me? I don't know. The Geo stuff really got me going, and like I love it. And that's how we started. And I think that's gonna be a bigger acquisition than the solar one. So yeah, if you guys got any questions, you guys can shoot. I don't know.
Someone on X said to pay for the boat. Get them in contact with us. We'll just load the boat, you know.
Oh, someone on X said they will pay for the boat. Really? What do you think about that, Chris?
Hey, I live local. I
Bro,
can find the captain. I can find the boat.
find
I
out
can
who
give
that person is and shoot him a
no,
DM.
no, that
Because if
person.
you get the boat, I will fly out there. Like, but you got to tell me quick because it's the 21st and I need to get a plane ticket. I will literally fly out there if somebody gets a boat. Like, you need to talk to that person. I will fly out there.
Dude, that
I'm not
person
even
needs to.
kidding.
I'm not either. That person needs to DM me.
Oh,
I
Yeah,
live
and
here
Brett said
locally.
he was serious, he
I can.
thinks.
really?
I'm dead serious, bro. You DM me.
Well, you gotta say which
Oh.
Brett.
I live here local.
There's two
I
Bretts.
can, dude.
Brett.
Whatever you.
Brett
It's up to
said
you. I
Brett
mean,
can pay for the boat.
Yeah.
we have to decide how many
Now,
people and what size boat because whether you want like a skiff or you want like a mini yacht or a full size yacht. We got like 50 people on there. It's not. I'm not the one offering, but if you want to do it, let's do it right.
find out who that was and see, because I will fly out there, but you gotta talk to that person tonight because I gotta go I gotta go online and get my flight. I know that I can catch a flight from here from Palm Beach. I didn't want to say where I'm from, but whatever, I'll fly out there and
No,
fly.
you want to
Fly
land
out.
in Orf, Norfolk, and
Nah, I'm
we
not.
were
I'm not flying no little Cessna out there and take like 20 hours to get there. You crazy?
no, dude.
Little
We might have
Cessnas
talked
are
about
fun
this
to fly
before.
around.
No,
Yeah.
land in Norfolk or Norfolk or Richmond. I'll pick you up. You know that.
Little Cessnas are fun to fly around, but I'll fly like American Airlines or Delta or something like that. That's what I like, and sit on first class.
I'll be your boober, Bill Uber. I'll be your.
Now I got a question for Brad Krieger. Like, if somebody rents the boat, will you go there? Because he said he will go there. I wonder if he will go if somebody gets a boat and we can't see it from the water. That'll be fucking crazy. We go live from the water on a boat.
Well, I can see haze launches.
We should do it, but I can only be there for one day because I got plans for the 30th, so I have to be back right away.
Straight
to
in
your
your Cessna,
problem.
back you go.
Yeah, I guess send Brett Hayback. I don't know how you pronounce his last name. Hayback. Yeah, send him a DM, Chris, and figure that out. If you can get a boat, like, I'm serious, I will fly out there. I will meet with Brett Krieger maybe in Atlanta. We do a layover and we can fly together. We can set that up.
I'm fine. Just let me know. I mean, it's not honestly, bro. It's not hard. I live here. It's not hard. It really isn't. You saw the water coming in, right? I do live on the water. I don't lie about that. I got friends all around me. They all have freaking boats, all of them. So I just need to know how many people are invited, what size boat you guys want or whatever. It's a 45-minute, maybe an hour boat ride over.
Let's work on that.
It's not hard.
Yeah, I think Julian, whenever you're ready. I think my dog is tapping my leg. That's my alarm. But I think we get a lot of information out of Wallop. So those updates from the director, I think that's really bullish. And then that person dropping all that money, I think we had a great night. I can go to sleep now. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, so guys, August 23rd, and for any of you New Zealand boys, and boys and girls, 23rd or 24th in New Zealand, we have Live Laugh launch live, and then 28th we're going streaming the webcast, and we could even, if Francisco and Chris are on the boat, we could stream from there. Guys, do jump in, do smash the like button. It shares out 10 more people. I'm really pushing for it now lately because I just want this stream to get bigger. But my name is Liam. I am one of the Hustle Brothers here. Here are my good two friends, Christopher Bell, Francisco Ramirez. As always, guys, it has been great. And yeah, same time tomorrow, maybe a little bit earlier, but yeah, we'll go for it again. All right, guys.
Now let's try it earlier tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.